Today, I want to do like a end game loop daily activities review for Etheria Restart because we are kind of at the end game, pretty much, right? About more than 60 days into the game. I've played the game since the very start. I played the game a lot, probably way more than the average player. And we are at the end game where you farm to get better, min-max your equipment, and you try to build things for PvP. You try to, because building things takes a lot of time in this game. So what is the daily activity for an Etheria Restart gamer? And then you can tell me your daily routine down in the comment section below as well. So for me personally, this is right after the double drop event. So we are back to not farming anything but shell, because without double drop, farming this feels very, very terrible. And farming shell is a never-ending quest to get the perfect shell. Now, I am currently back into Nico Nana because I do want a better Gigabyte, a better Alicorn to counter the CC players, and maybe just upgrade my Bruiser comp a little bit with Gigabyte and Artisan and Alicorn as well. So right now I'm back to Nico Nana, also because farming Nico Nana is very, very easy because my team is right now like the super speed team. So it cleared this dungeon in like 30 seconds. No problem whatsoever. And I can do the same for Shadow Flame Hoyan as well. And if I want to, I switch to Shadow Flame Hoyan to farm. And that is pretty much it. You farm shell 10 times a day. It depends on what you farm and how fast you farm it. Let's say if I farm Wrangle, it's gonna take like a long time. For Nico Nana and Shadow Flame Hoyan, it's about 5-minute average per 10 run. So maybe in an hour, if I focus on re-farming the stage, then I can get my daily stamina clear done very, very quickly. But if I farm Wrangle and it takes like 3 minutes per run, then it's gonna take a long time and a lot of re-logging in throughout the entire day or even tomorrow. So that is the daily farming part, the daily stamina clearing. Compared to like the average gacha game nowadays, I would say that is like a bit more effort to re-log in and to restarting your run and do the daily farming. But in this game, you gotta farm a lot. Like max refreshing is pretty much the standard for progressing the game. If you don't do that, then I don't know how you're gonna progress in this game. You might miss a day or two, and that is a different story, right? Like if you have a busy life, you miss a day or two, different story. But in this game, if you're not max refreshing, you're gonna be not having a lot of fun in building team and stuff like that. Maybe after like 3 months, you can refresh whenever you want. You can refresh 3 to 5 times. It doesn't matter anymore because your gear kind of at a level where the next bit of upgrade is going to be very small. So maybe then it's not worth max refreshing anymore. However, the amount of re-rolling I have to do for my shell to get like red speed and then red gaze for my CC unit and then red insight for my bruiser unit is going to be it's gonna take a lot of fucking farming. But for those people who don't care to min-max and you are okay at the lower rank in PvP, I'm not saying that's wrong, by the way, but if you're okay, then it is totally fine to stop max refreshing and just like farm if you feel like farming and stop farming when you feel like you don't want to farm anymore. But in order to gain like coin and data, I feel like I have to farm like every day, maxed out, no debate. If I run out of gem, which I think I should be running out of gem soon, I think, then I'll let you guys know. But maybe soon, okay? I haven't really bought gem from the shop yet, which is kind of amazing. If you look at my gem shop, I haven't bought the double value yet. Like I bought these because I had like some mini vouchers left over and I don't want to buy. So I bought the first 2, but I haven't touched into the big part of gem just yet. And we still are max refreshing or have been max refreshing every single day. So that is the daily stamina clear. And then next up, we have the limited time event. So right now, I think it's going to be the most time consuming limited time event rotation that we have because the champions call also require you to re-log in. But this one, I think the part where, oh, I win a whole lot though. I think the part where you look at this and analyze the team, it's pretty fun and it's a bit time consuming as well to really understand what the hell is going on. But if you really understand what the hell is going on, then you can win a whole lot. And I really enjoy this event for some reason. I really enjoy this event, guy, because you can see I've been hitting my my bets. Look at this like 3 times in a row. Like hell yeah, dude. But The other two events are a little bit more time consuming. This depends on how you view your gacha game. Some people view gacha game as very simple, basic, go in, click a couple button and go out. But these one require to farm a little bit. This one, after the initial run, then it's a bit easier because you can set up your team now. So it's quite chill. This one is like a 5-minute look away kind of thing. But then this one is going to be a bit more annoying because you actually have to play, choose the card, and you have to play, which is going to be a bit more annoying for other people. But I think it's not too bad because it gives you the match that you are not going to farm outside double drop. So you got to like deal with it because this one is pretty amazing reward for people who don't farm GP outposts outside double drop. And then during the week, there's not much going on here beside the Union boss. So that might be a good or a bad thing because I think the Union battle right now, it's kind of funny that we're fighting a guild called Summoners. Well, you know. Like for the Union battle, it only happens in the weekend. So right now, there's not much going on during the week besides clicking this Union boss button. And this one is not extremely challenging because it's been the same boss since the very start of the game, and you build team for it before, you can build team for it again. So this one during the week is like an AFK game. During the weekend, it's a bit more alive. I think during the week, we could have a bit more Union battle. And the Union leader should be able to place the defense team into the towers for the Union members. So that the Union member will only have to pre-make the team. Like you have 3 or 2 teams that you pre-make. And then the Union leaders will put them wherever they want. So you don't have to wait and ping people and beg them to put a defense team in because people don't really pay attention nowadays, which is the normal thing, by the way. And then you can have a bit more frequent battle throughout the week. I think it's going to be a bit more fun to play the game and actually go in every week to like battle somebody else with your Union. Okay. But that's just me though. Maybe to people that's going to be like too much work for them. But I love doing guild PvP because from the Summoners War game where I come from, every single day, you get to play a bit of PvP in the Union battle. And it's very fun because it's 3v3. The battle are usually a bit faster if you lose very quickly or win very quickly. So maybe in the future, more Union battle, that's going to be great. And then we have the arena section of the game. So this part depends on where you are in the ranking as well. If you're in Mythic, you might just skip it entirely and you just like wait for the season to end. But every day you get to play a bit of battle in here as well. Nowadays, we either have like the Ultra Tank or the Ultra Speed Com. So there are two kind of defense team, right? But the good thing is you can tank the Speed Com if you have built a Bruiser box, for example. If you have a very strong like Linglo, Holden, that kind of thing, then or Tiamat as well, you can probably tank the Speed Com and you can outspeed the tank com because the tank team shouldn't be very, very fast and you can probably cleave them as well. For example, I've been just straight up going in and cleave, even though you might think that cleave is not going to work, but it does. You know, you can, if you have like a damage dealer like Messiah or the Blue Rin or whatever AoE damage dealer that you are rocking, or even like single target damage dealer, you snipe them one by one. You can stun them and then you start going crazy on their unit, because no matter how they build it, you can still stun up the end of the day if you have enough effect accuracy. So stun them up, do big damage, kill them one by one or kill them all together with your Messiah, and you should be able to cleave people up until Mythic as well. Like, I'm not saying that you can easily cleave the top rank 1 Etheria absolute gamer, right? Like these people at the top, their bruiser comp might be built very different, super giga tanky, and you can't cleave them. But I think this is actually not very time consuming. It is okay-ish for me to clear this in like 10-15 minutes. And then you go to RTA. So I think a lot of people will aim to get the 2,000 point cap in RTA as well. But right now, the meta is not exactly very exciting. And to actually get 2,000, you don't actually have to spend a lot of time doing RTA. Like, I play way more RTA than I need to. Like, way more. Because you get like 5 wins and a couple of losses, you almost hit the 2,000 cap so quickly. So there's not a lot of incentive to play RTA throughout the week, because efficiently, I would just like do Fearless Arena at the end of the week, get the 2,000 point cap, and then finish Fearless Arena as well at the same time. So throughout the week, you can probably ignore this thing. Like this thing doesn't exist during the weekdays. And then you do it during the weekends. So I think the game right now is a very weekend focus. I'm not sure, but it is always in the weekend. The union battle is in the weekend. The RTA is in the weekend. The double drop event is always in the weekend. It is always in the weekend. So during the week, the game feels very AFK-ish. It feels like an AFK game. Okay, so if you set yourself like a goal to maybe do one Ember Track stage and one Ethernet rally or one anything echo, then you got a bit more things to do. But if you don't do these or you finish them in like a day because you have a free day, then during the week, it is a very low commitment game because the only thing you have to do is to spend like the first maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes to do all the manual gameplay. So I'm talking events, I'm talking union boss, I'm talking arena. Those will take anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. And then during those time, if you farm a very fast and easy content like Nico Nana Inferno, for example, after you play for like two months, okay? If your early game is going to take a while to do the Inferno shell boss. But because I farm these so fast, I can potentially just finish them while I do the manual gameplay. So the day-to-day will take me like an hour. I'm not sure if that's like a lot for like a average person. Maybe it's a lot, maybe it's not. But this day will take like an hour to do the farming, the dailies, the event, and whatever. And then during the weekend is a game time, baby. During the weekend, the Fearless Arena will take me 1 or 2 hours. And then you get the Union Battle. That's another 30 minutes during the weekend on top of the dailies, right? So the game is very weekend heavy per se. If you're a busy man during the weekend, then it's gonna suck because you have to like look after your kid, you have to go and meet your wife or whatever, you have to do stuff during the weekend, you have weekend shift, then the game will feel very shitty for you because when you really want to play the game during the weekdays, not a lot of things are happening. I mean, the fun things are not really happening during the weekdays kind of thing. So I'm not sure how you guys feel about that. Let me know in the comments down below. But that is pretty much the daily end game loop right now in the game. So every 3 weeks, you also have an exciting thing called the new banner. Depends on whether you save summon or not. So I hit 100 summon in the Wish by the event and I still have 70 more. So the game really gives you a lot of summon to achieve the next banner unit. Not a really big problem in that regards. However, I kind of built my Lilium a little bit. I wouldn't say she's like fully built from the time I got her to the time right now when her banner is about to end. So you can kind of half build a unit every single banner-ish from now on. That's my feeling though. Because I think you get like about 10 perfect Latis per month. So you can kind of half build a unit. Because for Lilium, right? If I maxed out skill 1, I don't have to max out skill 2 at all to really get good usage out of her. I mean, I would love to have the crit rate, so that building her is going to be a little bit less challenging, but I feel like half build a unit and then hitting banner on every single banner from now on is going to be like the standard moving forward for Etheria Restart. If I spend money. If I spend money on packs, you can see the value section right there. I bought a couple stamina packs before, but if I spend like maybe $200 per month, which is insane, by the way, to say, but if I decide to spend money in the game, I will probably only buy the monthly supply card for the gems so I can keep farming, and I will buy the pass so I can get a bit more resources to build my character. And that is probably the only thing I buy in the game because I want to buy skin, but there's no skin to buy. And maybe when the event drop, when the new summon banner drop, I buy like a $10 to $15 packs or so. So the game can feel very, how do I say, budget as well, because you don't have to spend like crazy money to play the game right now. So during the week, not a whole lot going on. The game also feel very free to play friendly. Can I even say that? There's a PvP section. The guy with more money spent will probably shit on me most of the time. Okay, there's some free-to-play player in the high rank, same rank as me as well. That is very, very doable, depending on how lucky you are and how try-hard you are. So that is my current day-to-day gameplay review for Etheria Restart. You can let me know in the comments what you feel about the game as well. So hopefully, because we are getting like a crazy announcement from the Discord server in like about 2 days, maybe it's gonna shake up farming in the game, because I feel like I can farm a whole lot, but there's not like a way to work towards what I really want. It's more like I pray. Like yesterday, I got my first insight on Gigabyte after many, many days of farming this. And it was a random thing. I felt pretty good. But I think there's like zero way for me to slowly work towards like a better shell. It's just like, if it happens, it will be amazing. If it doesn't happen, oops. What can I say, right? If it doesn't happen, oops, what can I say? But maybe a way to craft module, a way to craft shell is going to be very, very incredible. Because right now the game in the summoning part feels okay. You know what? It feels okay. I can get my new unit. I may or may not be able to build it immediately, but it feels not the worst. But the farming part feels like it could be improved a little bit more so that I can work towards what I want. Not immediately, but maybe if I just keep doing something for like a week, I know that I will get to something very, very soon. Because it has been 2 double drop events, and I spend about 70% of my stamina in Doki Doki because I love going first. I love farming speed gear. And I have had about zero triple swift rush, like triple bonus swift rush, 3-star swift rush effect accuracy with speed. Like, I'm not even joking. The only thing I got from the double drop that I felt that I hit something was effect accuracy time whip with speed on it. This one didn't roll speed. Like, I was so depressed. But I got like a different one. I got like a couple one that had speed in it, but they did not roll speed. I had one that rolled speed twice to 8 speed. Like, this almost made me cry. But I have 0 for effect accuracy for Swift Rush. And that is kind of sad. I wish there's a way to craft the piece so that I know that if I farm a whole week, I can craft the Swift Rush effect accuracy, and then I may upgrade it to get speed on it. Maybe. I don't know. That'd be great. Other than that, I wish the RTA meta can be better. But that is pretty much not something that you can fix immediately, because right now there are not many options for you guys to use in the game, right? There are only a certain amount of unit. There are only a certain amount of combination you can do, and building a brand new unit from scratch because you think it's going to be a good counter takes a long time. And if it doesn't work out, you wasted like a month or 2 of not really achieving anything. But right now, the meta doesn't feel very exciting. There's some cleaver out there. Like, I think Archer is doing a very good job cleaving people with Messiah, Beyontin. But most of the time, it's going to be Bruiser. The match can be very, very long or short, depending on how you want to deal with your mental health, right? You can quit immediately so that you don't feel like ass, or you drag it out. But you can see that there's some CC player, there's some control player, there's some cleave, but most of them is gonna be like a bit of bruiser, a bit of like multiple healer kind of situation right there. So I think if we wait a bit more and there are more options in the game and people build up more character, there are more character being introduced in the game, the meta can be a bit more diverse. There'll be more option for cleave, there'll be more option for CC, and maybe bruiser will not be as strong anymore. Maybe. I'm not too sure. That's a maybe though. But that's a future thing. And that can only be solved with TAM. And I don't think there's anything they do is gonna like instantly solve the meta. And will we be here when the meta is diverse and fun and engaging? That is for you to decide. Okay? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.